Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, folks, welcome to episode 2 of In the Mix. I am your host, Matthew Eric White, but today, guys, I'm not alone. You don't have to sit here and just listen to me chat. I brought in a very special friend, a friend you may know, a friend with a resume so big I have to read it. You may know him from The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat on Hulu, me on Apple TV. This fall, you can see him on Hulu once again in the hit show, The Murdoch Murders. I'm calling it a hit because I know it'll already be a hit. And Criminal on Amazon as well this fall. His short film, which he wrote, starred, and directed in, A Dose of You, is premiering at the Studio City Film Festival this September, which is a huge deal. You can also find it on YouTube right now, link in bio. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend and yours, Ryan Paynter.
Hey guys, let's keep it cordial.
Ryan, thanks for being here, man.
I appreciate it, dude. You gave me so many accolades. It's you know, it's weird. It's one thing seeing your IMDb and then one thing hearing your IMDb. It's a little different.
I appreciate you being here, man, for first of all driving down as far as you had to.
Absolutely, brother. You throw a burrito in the mix and I'm game.
I offered to pay for your gas.
There you go.
We went with a burrito instead. So today we were just talking about our kind of run through of what we're gonna do today. Yeah. I think it would be fun to start off with how we got to know each other, how we ended up finding out who each other was in this wonderful industry. Do you remember how we met?
Not entirely how we met. I know you met my mom first, which is kind of...
I did.
Funny, yeah. You did meet her first.
Do you know, was it...
It was when you guys were going to the Ellen show or something like outside.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, so we know each other first off through a mutual friend. Mm-hmm. So obviously our mutual was also an actress and a singer, and so she had told me that you were an actor. But the thing I like to bring up is the first time I was like, because everyone in LA says they're an actor. You never know if they're good or not. I'm sure most of the time they are. But we had become friendly, and then you were auditioning or reading for a short film, and we read together over Zoom to help you prep. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. It was called, I want to say it was like...
Psychosis.
Psychosis.
I love that I remember that and you don't. It's your project.
I was thinking Psycho Paramedic, but that was a movie I did on Lifetime a long time ago.
Psycho Paramedic. Let's add that to the fucking Psycho Paramedic. I'm watching that. But yeah, we read for, I remember reading with you and immediately going, oh, thank God. Thank God my friend's a good actor.
Thank God. And you know that feeling, dude, because we've been there, you know, we have. And it's like...
the opposite feeling you had when you saw me read for the first time. That was the first time I was like, I respected you professionally because I was like, damn, he's good. Then I saw the final product of that, and you had done a whole nother level of prep and work on that.
I appreciate that.
And that was unbelievable. And now, I mean, look at your resume, man. You're killing it. You got 2 huge projects coming out at the end of this fall. How was that whole audition experience in comparison to other things you've done?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, this whole industry is a marathon, not a sprint, right? I mean, everything we do, we take with so much heart, we do with so much effort. Oh, and it's like, every audition you get, you want to crush, right? And sometimes you don't, and sometimes they love that you don't crush it. It's just how it is. It's really, you can't control anything in this industry. I mean, the audition process for these were same as usual. I mean, you know, I have a new process now where I go a more environment focused, and I'm thinking about
your auditions.
In my auditions, yeah. Okay. And I'm thinking about, you know, the surroundings. Try to set myself into the scene more so, right? Because obviously whenever we do audition, we're here with a white background and a phone in front of us like this one. And
what are you talking about? This is a multi-million-dollar device that I purchased. This is a red camera. How dare you say it's an iPhone? There's 2 of them. I've got 2 red cameras running right now.
It's really hard to be able to drop yourself into those interactions.
Right.
And recently, and I think Murdoch Murders was one of the first times I actually was successfully able to do that. In the scene I'm just having this confrontation, and, you know, it's hard to have a confrontation with a phone, right?
Yeah.
But little things like hearing the birds chirping outside, like imagining that and just kind of having that soothing mentality going into it, but also you have the fuel from events prior. Environment is more than just like seeing a cup and drinking water, right? Environment is like, I want to be in the situation. I want to see the bugs flying around into my face and swatting them. And it really helps me in that regard to be able to kind of connect with my character and connect with the period in the piece that I'm doing. So,
do you find that your process with auditioning varies greatly than your process when you're prepping to be on set? Auditioning and being on sets are two totally different worlds.
Absolutely, it really is. Playing off of a fellow actor and playing off of your reader is vastly different. Being there, being in costume, being in wardrobe, being on set, you think there'd be more pressure, but there's really not. In at least in my opinion.
You have the job.
Yeah, you already have it. They're going to keep going until you get it right.
Yeah.
You know. And I've had certain now. To be fair, I've had certain situations where it's 3 a.m. We need one more shot. We're already running over, and I'm the last guy, and I can't put a fish in this guy's pants. You know, so. Yeah, literally.
Hell of a scene, huh? Why didn't they do that one for the audition? That's so weird. You got to use your environment in that one, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm not your reader, by the way. For that. I would not do that.
Never be your reader. But yeah, it's vastly different, man. It really is. Preparing for an audition is kind of trying to get yourself in that headspace, and being on set, you're already in there, and that's the biggest difference, in my opinion. Is like, I think the auditioning process is harder, realistically. I mean, you go in there, you know, you're confident. You're like, oh, this role feels like it's for me, and it really feels like it's for you, for them, for 500 other people too. You gotta have thick skin. You gotta be able to take the rejection well, and realistically, you're gonna get what, 2% of the jobs you audition for, 4%,
or if you're lucky,
you know. So, I think going into every audition with the same amount of confidence and just swagger is hard.
How many auditions did Murdoch Murders put you through?
So I did the first tape, did a callback, and then I got the booking.
Was the callback in person?
It was over Zoom.
Over Zoom.
Yeah, it was over Zoom. Yeah, it was pretty simple. Sometimes the process is more extravagant. Whenever I booked Supremes, whenever I did that, I had to do the initial audition when I had blonde hair, because I just filmed a movie or a show.
You just shot me
TV,
on Apple TV.
Yeah. And so I was
just so
auditioning for this brunette, like guy from the 60s.
What you really look like.
Blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that going for me, and then I did a callback over Zoom, and then I did a producer session over Zoom.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a producer and director session, and then I got the booking from there. No, actually, sorry, I did a producer director session, and then a chemistry read. And
also over Zoom.
Yeah.
So so they never saw you in person until you were on set?
No, never saw me in person until I was on set.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and that's the new world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to say, but I mean, how many times do you hear people talking about, like, I'm going in person for a chemistry read anymore?
Very rare.
It's rare. And that's what's happened after, you know, the pandemic.
And you remember, you were here, you were auditioning, you've been doing this for how long now?
Almost a decade now.
Almost 10 years.
I would say, 10 years, roughly. I started when I was like 14, 15. I grew up in North Carolina, born and raised. And,
all right.
Born and raised.
Same here.
And, yeah, so I was already always doing self-tapes anyways. And so whenever this drastic change happened, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, we got to do self-tapes now. How do we do this?
Yeah.
I was already there. I already had the setup. Actually, I had a better setup then than I do now, honestly, which is crazy. I had already been practiced in that. But sometimes I would have to go in the room whenever I would come to LA, and I was not practicing that at all. And that was the drastic difference, you know. Whenever I auditioned for this movie for Netflix, I can't remember what it is to save my life, but walking in that room and seeing like 40, 50 other dudes, sharper jaw lines, you know, like sure, like the perfectly styled hair.
Yeah, I remember I was in that room. I remember that's when we met, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I remember that. I remember you saying that about me after you left the room.
Yeah, that's what happened. I was like, damn, dude, there's like 40 Matthews in here. But yeah, you know, it's a different beast, and you can hear other people auditioning while you're in there, and you're just like,
oh, that's the worst. So, and that goes back to, you need a thick skin.
Yeah.
You need to be able to let these things roll off your back, which I'm still trying to figure out sometimes.
That's right. Me both are.
Yeah. Okay, great. So with Murdoch Murders coming out this fall, that's got to be super exciting.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Was Criminal a similar process in regards to that?
Yeah, I did the initial read. I did it with my mom. Shout out Mama Paynter. Did the initial read back in North Carolina when I went back for like Thanksgiving or something.
Okay.
And then came back out, did a Zoom call in LA, and then booked the job from there.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
All three of these projects did not see you in person until you were on set.
No, he didn't. Mm-mm.
That's insane.
It's absolutely wild. And the fact that, they took a gamble, it's like, but at the end of the day, I feel like you can still see the potential through a screen. Obviously, it's just a different animal to really go through.
Well, you do need to have a good setup.
You do.
Because they're equating it like, oh, this will be what it looks like when I'm watching the TV show.
Yeah.
That's what keeps them doing it, I think.
Yeah.
And so when you go in and you could be the best actor, but if your camera is blurry and your audio is muffled and a guy comes in with a 4K video,
yeah,
he's already got the leg up on you.
Absolutely. And I think that's what helped me growing up, was because I already had that. I had an EOS
mindset.
5D, like the Canon, and I had the microphone attached to it, and I had the lighting set up and everything, and had my my backdrop already. But yeah, I feel like in this day and age now, one of the most important things is to have a great setup.
Right.
If you want to be successful in this industry. And I understand, financially it's hard, but all of our phones shoot in 10.
It is easier now
Yeah.
than it was 3 years ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
When it first started, everyone kind of was running for the hills, understandably, because including people who were casting projects and producing, and you've produced projects, you understand how difficult it is when things are going well.
Yeah.
And let alone when the world is crumbling down and you're trying to figure out how to move forward. Everyone was trying to figure it out. But okay, along with the industry, I also want to talk about, so born and raised in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Born and raised in North Carolina. Tell me about your family.
Man, my favorite people in the world, man. I've always been supported by them. They've instilled this passion in me. My mom, told me when I was 10, she was like, you want to do a play and see, because I know you like doing talent shows and you're doing your little YouTube thing or whatever. And she's like, you want to do a little play? And so I auditioned for Willy Wonka.
Nice.
I was too tall to play Charlie. So they were like, oh, we're going to write in a character for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they wrote in a character for me, and I was just like...
Billy Bonka?
I was just like Charlie's friend. Yeah. I was like Charlie's friend James or whatever.
Charlie's like, I got a golden ticket. And James like, yeah, and I'm going with him.
Yeah. Literally. Ever since I was a kid, I just fell in love with it. I did a lot of theater growing up.
A lot of school plays and things like that?
Yeah, a lot of school plays, a lot of...
And it was your mom that...
Yeah.
Put you in there.
She is an amazing woman, and she really has always had this creative heart. She's a very talented artist, and it's funny because her last name is Paynter, but she's a very talented artist, but she doesn't paint much anymore. And she never really got to she wanted to be an art teacher and a PA teacher at the same time. She kind of wanted to do that.
That's so funny.
And she never got to get around to it. So she's always instilled this idea in me from a young age that you can do anything you put your mind to, and I'm going to be there to help you for it. I used the South as a tool to build the resume. And then whenever I had that resume, I had that reel and sent out 300 envelopes to 300 agencies over on the West Coast. And then when I got Supremes, I was kind of like, wow, I actually have a little bit of oomph to me now. I had Me on Apple TV. It was only 5 episodes of that, thankfully. And then I had those projects coming out around the same time. And I was like, now I can make that leap. Sometimes you just got to make the jump and just say, if it sticks, then hopefully it sticks.
It's sticking. It's sticking. Don't worry. And with these 2 projects coming out in the fall, I mean, it's going to be awesome. Now that I have Ryan Paynter here today, and you guys don't just have to listen to me riff for a little while, Ryan and I decided we wanted to cover one of the biggest entertainment news stories of the week that I've seen popping all over my timeline these past couple days. Yeah. And it's about the new Superman film starring David Cornsweet, directed by James Gunn. There's this behind-the-scenes video that has come out. I've seen the movie. Ryan has not.
I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it twice. I'm very furious you haven't seen it yet. I love this movie. Oh, my God. It is just a classic, blockbuster, feel good, take the family, go see a movie. But this behind the scene footage came out of James Gunn and David Cornsweet arguing about a big monologue that Superman gives near the end of the film. It's the culmination of the entire movie. He's finally beaten Lex Luthor, and he gives this huge speech about what it means to be human. And the behind the scenes footage came out, and the 2 of them are arguing over how it should be done. The clip is incredible. I recommend everyone go watch the clip. It's like 10 minutes long. Yeah. It's part of the documentary. They're releasing a part of the film now as well. But I thought it'd be a fun one for us to talk about as
Yeah.
actors who have probably, I know I've had those experiences with directors, maybe not that intense,
Absolutely.
but thoughts.
Well, yeah, I have to say that it's really refreshing to see the passion. Especially whenever you get to that upper echelon of being Superman, you still have the passion, you know? I think there's a little bit of arrogance that would normally come with being Superman. You're kind of like, wow, I'm here. Like, I'm just big and bulky and now I'm ready to go, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But being able to bring depth to somebody like Superman, who is the face of so many people's childhoods, I think that's really inspiring.
I'm a huge David Corenswet fan.
Yeah.
I was a fan of his. He did that Netflix show Hollywood
Yeah.
over 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah.
Because he was, when I saw him, I'm like, this is a movie star. What I love about that whole confrontation between him and James Gunn is it's on the surface, it looks like an argument, right? It looks, everyone on set's uncomfortable. They're yelling at each other. They're going back and forth. They're trying to get a shot, and everyone on the crew's just like ready for lunch or whatever, you know?
Right.
But the fact that David technically being, in terms of status on this set, a nobody compared to the rest of his co-stars, which I hate saying a nobody because he's been working for 25 years. But in terms of namesake, he's working with Rachel Brosnahan, James Gunn, Nick Holt, like A-listers.
Yeah.
And he has the courage to say, this is a character I care deeply about, them. Like you said, a huge fan audience cares about. I need to make sure I do it justice.
Absolutely.
I need to make sure I do it justice. Here's my catch-22. And I think this comes from being an actor. When a director tells you to do something, you do it.
Right.
At least in my mindset right now, it's like, I want this job. I love this job. Whatever he tells me, whether I understand it or not, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Figured out.
But it's one of those where it's like, maybe you should have the courage as an actor to just, you don't have to make it a big thing, but to ask that one extra question rather than going like, got it. Because if you don't got it and you just said yes, now you make yourself look worse.
James Gunn being open to having that conversation with him, absolutely everything anyone as an actor could ask for. It's very comforting to know as an actor that you can have an interaction like that, right? I mean, being able to say, we both care about this project, and being able to talk about it and come to an agreement is something that every set should have, but every set doesn't have, but it should.
Have you had any experiences, probably not to the extent that James Gunn did, like where it's arguing, but have you ever had anything where you and a director have to have a conversation or butting heads on something?
Yeah, I wouldn't say butting heads, but I did have an instance when I was filming The Supremes, where I was doing a scene where I was about to lose my virginity. And I'm doing it with...
It'll happen one day, by the way.
Yeah.
Just keep holding.
One of these days. I was doing a scene with Tati Gabrielle, wonderful actress.
She's amazing.
And just an amazing person, incredible friend. And yeah, I'm doing the scene with her, and I have to have this thing where my character just continuously is just down on his luck. He's getting beat by his brother. You know, he's just kind of falling in this love thing, but he's very nervous as to what's going on, and he's living at his workplace. You know, he's living in the kitchen of a diner, and he's just really down. And I had this one scene where she comes and expresses her feelings for me, and she sits down next to me on the bed that's like rolled out, and I do the first take. And I just don't get there. I don't get to that emotional depth that I want to. I'm saying, like, I keep trying with him, and it's just not working. I don't know what to do, and I'm confiding in her, you know. And I eventually, in the next couple scenes, I get too far there. And it's to the point where in the whole scene, I'm just breaking down, crying. And I don't know where this even comes from. I live a happy childhood, you know. It's like,
sure, some
of this stuff you're like, what's even happening right now? And I'm breaking down, and she's like starting to feel bad for me in the scene. You can see she's like, oh my gosh, like, and then the director pulls me aside and she goes, listen, you're getting to a place. She takes me by the hands like this. Tina Mabry, great director. If you need to work with her because she's amazing. And she takes me by the hands and she goes, I see that you're getting there, and I'm so proud of you for that. But we don't want to change the intention of this scene. we don't want it to seem like she's taking advantage of you
Oh.
in a situation of you being down like this.
Where it's like, oh, now that he's vulnerable, now we can
do it.
Oh.
She said we don't want to change that.
What a great catch.
Absolutely. We don't want to change that innocence of it. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I understand. Yeah, I totally agree. And I didn't even mean to be.
Sure, because as an actor, also, you're probably on cloud nine because you're like, I'm in it.
Yeah,
that thing where you're like, oh my God, I'm feeling it all. Let me go. And for her to be like, I'll let you go, but stay in this lane.
Yeah. She takes me aside. She makes it a private conversation, which is important. And she's basically just like, I don't want to lose the innocence and joy of this moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only time that your character has been truly happy. And we just want to make sure that we express that. Being able to have that connection and chemistry with not only your counterpart, but with your director it's unbelievable. And that's what makes projects like Superman.
Now, I want to have the conversation that every actor, I love having this conversation with actors because we're sitting around in a circle drinking and someone always brings up this question and it's, what's your worst audition story?
My worst audition story. I have a couple. I have a couple.
That's the realest thing ever.
I have a few.
According to casting directors, all of them are pretty bad.
Are the worst ones. So I have a few. One scenario, another Zoom call, and they tell you to get on there at 12. You get on there at 12. It's 12:10. It's 12:20. And then you're like, okay, well, I have time to go to the bathroom for sure. Dude, I shit you not. I'm in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Ding.
You can hear it. You're on the toilet and you hear it.
And I hear the Zoom pop on. And I'm like, oh my God.
What do you do?
Dude, like for lack of a better word, and this is a TMI, but I still needed to wipe.
Yeah. Oh, there goes my monetization opportunities.
And then they're like, hello, Ryan. And so then they toilet flush.
My favorite part is that you didn't mute yourself.
No.
You just were like...
I wasn't mute. I was like, oh, they're not going to pop up for another 10 minutes. Like, I'm fine. No, they popped up right then. And, yeah, here's the toilet flush. I'm like, sorry, you know. And,
you can guess.
Yeah, I wasn't going to be, beating around the bush.
How'd the audition go?
I was just in water. It went terribly. After that, it was bad. It was all bad after that. Yeah. Yeah, it was all bad after that. Yeah, I just couldn't get out of it. I was stuttering a lot. They didn't ask for any critiques, like no criticisms.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got a turtle popping out of your ass.
Yeah.
I had one. I had a screen test for not a TV show or not anything real. It was like one of those, I can talk about it. It was like when I was 14.
Yeah.
It was one of those like Disney surfer, like those channel surfer things, those in-betweeners right before they play a movie where you have those people come on. It's like, what's up, guys? Welcome to Disney Channel.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking with the person who made all of the cars from Cars, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
pull up to this warehouse, not like a casting office or anything. It's just a warehouse in Burbank. I walk in and it's a room of 45 people with 2 giant monitors in this warehouse and a giant blue screen. And I'm like, what? They roll out this table of sandwich condiments. And looking back now, I kind of get it, but they were like, we want you to make a sandwich and tell us about the sandwich you're making.
In front of 45 people?
45 people on the monitor. And I'm like making this sandwich. I swear to God, I think I took pita bread, mustard, pepperoni, and like pickles because I was just blacking out. I'm like, this is what, and
What is happening?
I finished it. It was the worst. I'm like, this is horrible. They wheeled the table out. I'm like, all right, I got to be done, right? They're like, no, so we're going to hand you this. They hand me a GoPro, a little like GoPro on a stick. And they go behind this room. And I go into this room and there's this short woman hurtled at a table, just like, looking at me, and they come over a loudspeaker like, okay, here's what we want you to do. This is the animator for the new Incredibles movie. She's going to teach you how to draw Jack Jack. I was like, what?
What?
So I sit down and I'm like, hey, I'm interviewing her. How long you been doing this? Da, 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 da. And I'm going through my spiel and they're like, close this out or whatever. And I'm like, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the animator for the new Incredibles 3 movie. We're so excited to have her, all this kind of stuff. Da, da, da. Check out Incredibles 3 this September, finish it or whatever. And everyone goes quiet. I'm like, what? They're like, thanks so much. Leave. And I get in the car and I'm telling this story to my mom.
Yeah.
And just to add insult to injury, I'm like, yeah, but then I finished it off with the Incredibles 3 movie. And she's like, Incredibles 3? I'm like, what? She's like, they've only made 2 of those. So just to like add to the worst audition ever, I just sealed my coffin by not knowing what the heck I was talking about. I had no idea what I was talking about. And I love Incredibles. I knew that, but I just fully panicked.
I love Incredibles too.
Oh my God.
That's funny, dude.
Give me another one. I know you have another one.
I got one.
All right, go.
I auditioned for an equity play. The Little Mermaid is what it was.
Okay. In Los Angeles or?
In Los Angeles, yeah.
All right, so like Pantages or?
Yeah.
That's the theater that they.
I don't know what to do. I don't know. I was like,
I love that you said yeah and looked at me like the camera's not on you. Like, yeah. What is it? Pantages is the.
I'm not a huge equity play guy, but
AEA baby.
Some theater.
AEA.
But yeah, I went in there. So I auditioned for like the Seagull.
So you guys sing.
Like the crazy one. And I go in there. It's all these like professionals.
Mm-hmm.
These professional people, they've been on Broadway. They've been, all this type of stuff. They're practicing and outside. It's like this little auditorium, whatever. And I go in there after hearing these people just belt. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Dude, I go in there and I give the voice of the Seagull.
From like the movie?
From the movie.
Oh no.
And it's he talks like this and he's like, nah. And so I'm doing the song. I'm doing the movie version of The Little Mermaid. Yeah. And that's how I prepared the song. And so I go in there and I'm like,
oh, so you're singing like that.
Mermaid, and yeah, I go in there and I'm just like singing like, oh, she's nice. She's got red hair. She's everywhere. She's, I don't know the song.
And this is in person?
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
This is in person.
This is the best.
And they're looking at me and they're like, oh, okay.
What a take. So who dropped you off, sweetie?
Who dropped you off here?
Oh, man.
And yeah, everybody else had like angelic voices and I was like, oh no. But I was going to make a bold choice, and I stuck by that bold choice. Needless to say, they booked me, and I... Just kidding. No, they literally were like, oh, thank you.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.
That's so funny.
Don't hit yourself on the head.
If you could give yourself a piece of advice back when you were in year 1, still in North Carolina, doughy-eyed, having these big dreams, if you could give yourself one piece of advice, just one, what would it be?
Don't take yourself too seriously. I booked my first ever TV role in like my first 3 auditions ever.
You thought you were.
And I thought I was in the money.
Yep.
I thought I was gonna just blow up. It's not how it happens, You really have to have those times where you understand that not everything is made for you. And that's the best advice I can give someone is that you're going to have these projects where you're like, oh, this is me to a T. This is perfect. And if you get too involved in that, it's going to tear you apart.
I feel like you're giving me the advice I need right now.
Yeah, it's going to tear you apart. I think at the end of the day, we're perfect for everything we audition for.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be auditioning.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be auditioning for it. You can be perfect for it in your head. It's nothing to do with your talent. It's nothing to do with your ability. It's just about the circumstances and having those stars align. It's going to happen for you.
Yeah.
It is. But it's going to be a struggle to get there. Treat every audition the same. Don't take one more serious than the other because you never know when they're like, oh, that's it. I want to talk about your take on the differences in writing a project and reading a project, and how reading a project affects your writing too.
That's a great point. It made me respect it a hell of a lot more. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Because every actor, and it's the biggest pet peeve I have, even talking about it makes me like, ugh. Every actor thinks they can write. Every actor
Absolutely
is like, oh, I'm a writer too. I think that I can write or whatever. And I wrote like a 90-page screenplay and it sucked. It was horrible. And I reread it like a year later and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Or it was more like 70, 80 something pages, but I wrote it over like the course of a year and I read it and I was like, there was a lot of good stuff in it, but the writing itself was really rough. And I was like, damn, this is way harder than people make it out to be. So then you work on it, you start getting better. But reading scripts now, number one, I have a lot more respect for them.
Absolutely.
Number two, it made my acting a little easier because I'm like, the writer wrote it this way. And now coming from writer, I know how they wrote it. I know how they want it heard in their head. And so for that initial read, it's like, I know what you want.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you wrote it. I got it. Yeah. If we want to build off of that, we can as actors. But I think sometimes we get in our heads and make too much out of the word. I've caught myself saying, hey there. The fucking sentence, hey there, at least 37 times. Just, hey there. Hey there. Hey there.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And it's like, hey, dude, just say the word.
Just say it.
The writer did the heavy lifting. You just got to say it believably.
Yeah.
So it's made everything a little easier, I would say.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I would totally agree with you. I wrote a short film, and it was the first thing I ever wrote, and it was super hard. And I made it myself, funded it myself, directed it, acted in it, all this kind of stuff.
A Dose of You on YouTube, Studio City Film Festival, September 3rd at 2:15 p.m.
That's right.
I'll be there, baby.
Yeah, but no, you have these things. I like you said, you write the 90 pages, and then you're like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I sat on that 12 pages for months, and I couldn't finish it. I was like, writing in a relationship in 12 pages is so difficult. Being able to authentically prove that this character had a connection with this character, it's hard. You got to have a beginning, middle, and end in 12 pages. And that's, sometimes that's like 2 scenes in a movie.
Yeah.
It's like, but it really did help me being able to write long form, because I was writing short form, but making it feel like it had long form connections.
Yeah.
And that's one of the hardest things in writing, is being able to write meaningful relationships. Having an idea that's different is kind of hard to come by.
Yeah.
So
everything's been done. It's hard to find something totally unique. Actually, I'm kind of convinced there's no such thing as totally unique, to be honest with you.
There's not. Everything at this point is derived from something.
Yeah, and I think that's great. It's human nature.
Absolutely.
It's how the connection happens. I mean, writing a script like that, with your whole experience with A Dose of You, I mean, how did that look? How long did it take you to write that script? What was the casting process for that as an actor like?
Yeah, it's weird, you get into a scenario where you have the reins, right? And you come in and you're like,
God, it's got to feel good after 10 years of not having them.
Yeah, you go into a scene with someone and maybe they're not grasping like what you need from them, and being able to kind of relay that to your scene partner as a director is something that I was just like a breath of fresh air. But what was not a breath of fresh air is realizing what all these hardworking people do behind the scenes: location scouting, producing, trying to schedule everything, being a PA and like getting chips for people and water for people. It's like all this kind of thing. I had to do all of those. Is wearing some.
I think every single actor, every single person needs the PA.
Yeah.
And not just once.
Yeah.
I PA'd for 3 years. You need to be on the bottom of the totem pole.
Absolutely, just to see what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's a humbling experience, but it's also, at the end of the day, these people want to be creatives too, and that's what they have, that drive, and that's inspiring. But yeah, doing that project, it was was interesting.
How long did it take you to write?
Took me, I sat on it for like 3-4 months. It took me about 5 months to write, 6 months to write. I had an idea. My uncle passed away. He was hooked on drugs pretty heavy.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I appreciate it. And he told me one thing before he passed, and this sounds really cheesy, but it's the truth. He told me one thing before he passed. He was like, "Don't be better than me. Like, do something that's better." And I was like 10, 11, and it was like I didn't understand that at the time. But I remember him saying something like that. Be better than me. You're better than me. You know, and that's just heart wrenching, dude. You know, and so I wanted to, because we as people see, especially in LA, sadly, but we see people on the side of the street going through it, and they're down their luck, and they might be hooked on narcotics or whatever. Bless their heart. And then we just judge them based off of how we see them on their exterior.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they're going through inside, you know? We don't know what happened to lead them there. It was somebody's child. We don't know what happened to where it just inevitably ended up them being people that have to live under a sign. Like it's insane. And it's sad. But I wanted to do a little bit of a story about someone who's down their luck and especially financially not happy with their life. And so they do turn to drugs, heroin specifically. And whenever he does inject, he sees everything he wants in his life. And that's kind of like my homage to, that's the only thing that make people feel good whenever they're so down. And so it's a story about being hooked on drugs, but not because of the drug itself. It's because of the effects and the dopamine that it gives you. But doing the project itself, it was a little surreal to go and have my arm propped up and have a needle stuck in there and, you know, just be in this trailer and just like all dozed out. And yeah, but the process was something I'll never take for granted. I mean, all these people work incredibly hard, and being able to be on the front lines of that and see everything. I mean, I did a location scout in rural North Carolina where like everybody's like, "What are you doing over here? You can't do this here."
Yeah.
You know, yeah, but it was a blessing, and I'll never take it for granted.
A Dose of You on YouTube. Go check it out. The first time you showed it to me, it was premiere night.
Yeah, it was.
It was when it premiered on YouTube.
Yeah, my birthday, March 6th.
Yeah. And
now it's getting a little bit of a film circuit. It just got accepted in a Raleigh Film Festival too.
Oh, did it really?
It did, yeah.
Congratulations. Oh my God. So you're going back to Raleigh for that too?
I don't know if I'll do all that, but
look at that. It's doing the circuit.
So
it's a great short film. It's a great concept piece too.
Yeah, I think
for
so
a feature.
Yeah, I think so too. And we'll see what happens. And obviously, you know, looking back on it, I'm like, I wish I could change this. I wish I could change this. But we had 4 days to film. Limited resources. I was funding everything myself.
In rural North, did you have any lighting?
Yeah,
team?
Yeah, a little bit of lighting. David Pratt, shout out David Pratt.
Amazing
Cinematographer and just human being. And we had a vision and we storyboarded ourselves and it happened.
If you could do anything other than acting, if I came up to you and was like, you can do anything else in the world, but you're not allowed to act anymore, or you're not allowed to be in the entertainment industry because your ass is going to be like, well, you didn't say I couldn't direct, you know?
Yeah.
But you can't do anything in the entertainment industry. What are you going to do?
It's an interesting question. I feel like it would still be something creative. I would still want to express myself. Maybe it would be music.
Stripping. Right. Yeah. Music. For sure. Yeah, I was thinking music as well.
Yeah. Maybe it would be something like music. I've tried to learn the guitar 20 times and just never got around.
Dude, Little Mermaid's coming back to LA.
It is.
You never know.
I am the seagull. But yeah, I think it would probably be something to do with music. I saw this quote from like ancient Japanese scripture. I don't know the name of it, but it's basically like you need to do something people do something every year in ancient Japanese culture that just challenges themselves so hard to where they only have a 50% chance of succeeding.
I need you to know I'm fact checking everything you just said.
No, serious.
When Ryan Paynter goes, ancient Japanese culture told me this. So I'm like, all right.
Hey man, I got a
Really? That's interesting.
on Duolingo with Japanese, by the way. But no, it's an ancient Japanese, just like way of life, and people do something every year that challenges themselves so hard they only have a 50% chance of actually doing it. And it's not
So our career.
right, basically.
That's great.
And it's not to be like, oh, I did this thing and I'm powerful, and it's basically to be like going down to your roots and having that life or death like feeling again, because we don't have
Fight or flight.
yeah, the fight or flight. We don't have that anymore, very often.
Before we get out of here,
Yeah.
I want to ask about your experience on Criminal,
Yeah.
the television show that is based off of a comic book, starring Amelia Clark, Luke Evans, who you play a young Luke Evans in this project.
I do, yeah.
What is that experience like that you now have the IP of a comic book to go back to and help you study?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. I mean, I have the comic book. I literally have the comic book of the character of me. Like I look in the comic book and I see myself. It's pretty wild, to be honest. It's a blessing. Ed Brubaker really took a chance on me, and I'm thankful. And D Reese as well, the director. And yeah, I mean, getting to see, you could just literally just, like you said, you can go back to the scripture, I guess, if you want to be like serious about it, but you can go back and just see like the emotions that these people were portraying, and like how, and also having the writer of the comics be the showrunner is
Unheard of,
unreal.
number one.
It's unheard of, and it's unreal. And yeah, I mean, getting literally being able to ask him like, how did this go? What do you think about this? And he was so open to talking and everything, and just giving his 2 cents, and I was really thankful for that. And yeah, it was crazy filming in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, and I love Portland, Oregon now. Somebody special made me love Portland, Oregon.
I fucking hate. I've only been once.
Yeah, and yeah, it's one of the things where it was every experience on a set is different, but that experience was almost like it was just living like making a dream come true for somebody.
Yeah.
And you could see it in his eyes too, like watching us make his baby, it's just crazy. But yeah, it was amazing.
Guys, you can check out Ryan on Hulu right now.
At the Supremes at Earl's, all you can eat.
Great project. He's unbelievable in it. Also Tati, love her to death. You can also see him on Apple TV's Me. You can also see him on his short film, A Dose of You, which premieres at the Studio City Film Festival September 3rd at 2:15 p.m. That one I'm crushing.
You're crushing that, yeah.
And of course, in the show Criminal, coming out hopefully this fall, maybe this spring. We're not entirely sure. But Ryan, you're the man. So happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, thank you for tuning in to In the Mix, Episode 2. I'm Matthew Eric White. We'll see you soon.